How to cope with boredom and loneliness, a guide for the isolated. We're just moving on. We're not going to address the last game anymore. That was a really odd one, that's for sure. You are Nigel Wimble, hard-hitting PBTV documentary filmmaker. You are 23 Millbury close to finishing filming the final episode of your award-winning series. How to cope with boredom and loneliness, a guide for the isolated. You have come to talk with Harold Fletcher, a 43-year-old man who's been grounded to his bedroom for over 30 years. Wow. He must have messed up pretty bad to be grounded for over 30 years. His mother Margaret only allowed Harold visitation for 15 minutes a day, they only have enough time to talk about 3 topics. Carefully choose 3 items of interest from Harold's room to learn how he copes with boredom and loneliness. Alright, let's do the firefighter bee. Every item tells a story, but not every story is relevant to Nigel's show. Confirm your selection, then watch the documentary unfold. Your show will be scored by a focus group at the end. Good luck. Yeah, let's go with the bee poster. Think about bee post. Examine bee poster.
Boris the KGB movie came out in the 80s. Was this the last movie Harold went out to see?
Boris is actually ex-KGB. He fights for us now. It shows people can change, Mother.
What's his
This
voice
is why
acting?
I don't allow Harold to watch movies anymore. Rotting his mind with Soviet propaganda.
Okay. What was thing about bee poster?
Potential soundbite. For some, movies are an escape from reality.
Amazing voice
For
acting.
Harold, his reality is like a movie. One of those terrible indie movies.
Okay, a clock.
I couldn't help but notice a novelty crab clock. Sometimes to combat loneliness, the isolated will attribute personality to inanimate objects, like in that Tom Hanks movie.
Oh, Harold loves that clock. We sometimes use it to time the intervals between Harold being naughty. For every
Naughty.
5 minutes he's good, I don't smack him round the head.
Okay.
Potential soundbite. For Harold, the watchful clock is ever ticking. In a way, time has been his only companion.
That's a good
That's
soundbite.
fucking majestic, Nigel.
That was good. Nigel, bravo. Hats off to you. That was that was fantastic. Let's look at his bed.
A 42-year-old man still sleeping in a plastic race car bed?
Alright, let's not judge.
How
Those beds
pathetic.
are awesome.
And it's just what I'm looking for.
Oh, Harold loves cars and sleeping. It only made sense to combine his passions.
Potential soundbite.
Potential soundbite. Asleep in his race car bed. I imagine Harold dreams of driving off this road of isolation.
Man, that wasn't his best. That wasn't his best. Margaret.
Harold's mother, Margaret. How long will she punish him for?
Oh, I wish you'd stop staring at me, Mr. Wimble. Harold doesn't need a father.
Okay.
Potential soundbite. A mother's love is very special. I've been with many single mothers, so I know firsthand how special it can be. Harold's mother's love is special, but not the kind of special love I'm looking for on a Saturday night. Neither is Harold.
Alright, I don't think that's gonna. I don't think we should include that in the documentary. We'll pass on that.
A modern TV? I'm surprised his mother allows him to watch television.
He's allowed that on no later than 8 p.m.
Potential soundbite. For the isolated idiot,
Oh.
television isn't an escapism we all take for granted. Nice.
Nah, it wasn't that great. Paper stack.
This looks like a screenplay. Is Harold writing a movie?
I like to write erotic drama set in science fiction landscapes.
Of course you do, Harold.
Potential soundbite. With Hollywood already filled with deranged idiots, could there be room for one more?
Oh, you're so judgmental.
How long has Harold been playing guitar? What if I've discovered a virtuoso? It looks well used.
Mother says I sing like a dog, howling in agony.
Aww.
Potential soundbite. Music can turn your ears into eyes and show you worlds your eyes wouldn't believe.
That's okay. That one's okay. Good hair.
Harold Fletcher, a curious man in a curious situation.
Is this going to take long? Mother says visitation is only 15 minutes today, even though you're the first visitor I've ever had.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
An empty aquarium. Pet fish, like Harold, are prisoners to their environment. Well, I can draw a great parallel to this.
Alright, that's a good
Harold's
one.
father was never there, so I got him a fish.
Potential soundbite. Like the fish, Harold is swimming in a sea of isolation.
Alright, that's
That's really nice.
yeah, that's a good one. Clock and fish so far.
This oversized cuddly toy looks like it's grown old with Harold. I bet a story about these two growing up could pull at the heartstrings. Wait, what are those stains?
Oh
Kevin's been
no.
rather good to me over the years.
Oh no. What are those stains?
Potential soundbite. Harold and his co-prisoner, an overstuffed rabbit, have been through hell together, but at least they had each other to ease the loneliness. Then again, I'm reaching for the hankies. Harold's only view to the larger world is through this telescope. It breaks your heart, hopefully.
Maud from 94 is rather slender.
Marv. What?
Potential
Harold.
soundbite. With an eye in the sky, you can sometimes forget where your feet are. Oh, that's poetic.
Very
I
poetic.
noticed a mural on Harold's wall. Two fish swimming away from each other. Did Harold paint this as a metaphor for the relationship with his mother?
That was the first and last time Harold scribbled on his wall.
Alright. There's some potential here. There's some potential.
Potential soundbite. Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, that guy with no ears, and now Harold Fletcher?
Who's the guy with no
Have I
ears?
discovered a tortured artist?
Alright, is that everything? I think that's everything. Alright, we're definitely doing this. Block. Then we have to do mother. And then let's do the fish. We can only choose 3, right? Alright, let's try it. A Code with Boredom and Loneliness, a guide for the isolated.
Are you sure this is the saddest music you could find? Hello, I'm Nigel Wimble, award-winning winner.
Nice.
Tonight
we love
on
winning winners.
PBTV, I'm here to meet a man named Harold Fletcher as part of my How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness series. Harold has been grounded to his room for the past 30 years in an isolation case the likes we've never seen before.
I'm pretty sure that's technically
His mother
abuse and
Margaret,
false
the
imprisonment.
warden to Harold's prison, has granted Harold a 15-minute visitation break to speak with us.
You won't mind a quick strip search for contraband, will ya?
Oh,
I
this
hope
is
he can
definitely false
explain to
imprisonment.
us how he copes with the boredom and loneliness from 30 years of isolation. For Harold, the watchful clock is ever ticking. In a way, time has been his only companion.
I've always hated Crab Clock. He's always been there mocking me with his incessant ticking and tocking. Did you know he's ticked roughly 1,060,680,001, 2, 3 times since my incarceration?
That's crazy.
I didn't bother counting the tocks.
Harold's mother has always played prison warden, from room to room.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Do you worry about the harm this isolation may be causing, Harold?
Harold brought this on himself. What about me? I've been isolated too. I haven't had sex since Harold's father died.
At least
No
30
one would
years.
ever want to be stepfather to that little bastard. You should be making this documentary about me. I'm the one being punished. I'm so lonely, Mr. Wimble.
This is how to deal with isolation and boredom and isolation. This dude's been grounded for 30 years.
Hours to the peace and tranquility of a well-maintained aquarium. But like the fish, Harold is swimming in a sea of isolation.
Very good, very good. That's definitely going to pull the
I
heartstrings.
sometimes look at the fish tankers as if it is my bedroom and I am mother. But then I felt it wasn't fair to keep the fish isolated like me, so I set it free.
What do you mean?
What did you do with the fish?
Well, I took it to school to release into the nearby brook. But by the time I had got there, it had dried out in my pocket.
Oh, Harold, you killed the fish.
My time with Harold has come to an end. I hope one day he will find freedom and live a full life. Until then, he will continue to look for ways to cope with boredom and loneliness. I'm Nigel Wimble. Good night. Join us next week as Nigel investigates video games. Is it more than just bang bang your mum's a fag? 9 p.m.
What?
Wednesday night.
What was that at the end? I'm sorry, what was that at the end? The filmmaker asked the person about a clock while I'm looking at my watch. 4 out of 10, a bored viewer. Alert! Hot. What? What? Alert! Hot MILF in your area. Margaret sounds DTF. Can you give her my number? 1 out of. You still gave 1 out of 10? He murdered a fish, yet you put this man on television. 3 out of 10. Alright, so this was not. We need a reshoot on this one. This is. We gotta do better. Oh, Mark and Jacksepticeye played this. I guess I haven't seen that one. Wow, what's going on, Luke? Like, yeah, I know what to do. Alright, we're gonna go with this one then. They didn't like the clock, so we're gonna go with telescope. We're gonna go with this dude, and then we're gonna go with the guitar. I think we're good on that. Go with boredom and loneliness. Guide for isolate.
His name's Harold Fletcher, and he spent the last 30 years grounded to his bedroom. In tonight's final part of How to Cope with Boredom and Loneliness, a guide for the isolated, we've saved the worst for last. And by worst, I mean award-winning. Hello, I'm Nigel Wimble.
I can't even remember why I grounded him now. It wasn't for any one thing in particular. More just a bubbling pot of bad behaviour that needed to put a lid on, so to speak.
You can replace the word lid with Harold's
This is good
bedroom
so
door
far. This is good
to
so far.
understand Harold's mother's analogy. I was desperate to discover how Harold had been coping with the boredom and loneliness from 30 years of isolation. With an eye in the sky, you can sometimes forget where your feet are. For Harold, he never forgets where his feet are, but still has sights on the stars.
This old telescope has got me through many an afternoon. Sometimes I'll pretend I'm a World War II sniper and people at the bus stop are advancing Germans. They
Oh.
wouldn't stand a chance if it was a sniper rifle, let me tell you. They could try taking cover, but I'm pretty sure the bullets would penetrate the bus shelter.
Alright, that was a bit
It would be
creepy.
an absolute bloodbath.
A little bit concerning there, Harold.
Harold and his cohabiter, an overstuffed rabbit, have been through hell together, but at least had each other to ease the loneliness.
Yes, Kevin is a dear friend. We've become rather close over these past few years and perhaps more than just friends at this stage.
Oh, that's
What do
not
you
good.
mean by that?
Well, Kevin has needs and I have needs. I'm forever sewing that towel back on.
We saw this kind of thing go on in our prison episode, so I'm not entirely surprised to see it happening here too. Whether this arrangement is mutual, we will never know. As Kevin has decided to remain quiet during the making of this documentary,
It's a stuffed animal.
music can take you to places only your ears can see. The guitar is Harold's vessel to unseen worlds. And he is the captain.
If Mother allows it, I will play you a new piece I've been working on, entitled Plastic Race Car Bed.
Interesting. Oh, he's actually playing.
Here we are, sitting in my car, my little plastic car. Yes, here we are. Oh my car, my little plastic car. Take me to the road and I sing this song. Old hot tar, not in my
This
car.
is amazing.
These tires are made for asphalt roads.
That was actually good. That was fantastic.
My time with Harold has come to an end. I hope one day he will find freedom and live a full life. Until then, he will continue to look for ways to cope with boredom and loneliness. I'm Nigel Wimble. Good night. Join us next week as Nigel investigates sandwiches. Do they really taste better cut diagonally?
Yes, they do.
Let the evidence decide. 9 p.m. Wednesday night on PBTV.
I used my telescope the exact same way. Amazing show, Nigel. Pat from Whipplehead. Wow, hard-hitting stuff. Anyone know where I could order a rabbit like that? A new fan. Very poignant moment when he pulled out the guitar. I've done it. I've created the greatest documentary known to man. That was a fun one.